Well, it looks like Prince Harry and that woman from L.A. that he married are running out of money. How do we know that? Because they're still talking about themselves, selling the most boring little details from their boring little lives for more money. So to that end, Prince Harry has just resorted to telling us even more about a dramatic physical altercation he had with his brother, which wasn't actually that dramatic. Quote, "He set down the water, called me another name, and then came at me," he says in his new book. Huh? But for some reason, a lot of media outlets in this country are deeply invested in the details of this boring man's boring life. Here's Good Morning America, for example.
There's a quote in this book where you refer to your brother as your beloved brother and arch nemesis. Strong words. What did you mean by that?
There has always been this competition between us, weirdly. I think it really plays into, or is played by, the heir spare.
Oh, so two brothers who had tension between them. Breaking news on Good Morning America. But if you're from Great Britain and these are the people who are supposedly, technically, the head of state of your country, what do you make of all of this embarrassing spectacle? Well, we thought it was time to check in with Father Calvin Robinson, who's an Anglican deacon from that country, who joins us tonight to assess. Father, thank you so much for coming on. I mean, how is this going over in your country?
Tucker, first of all, Happy New Year. How is it going over? I think we're all sick and tired of Harry and Meghan whining and moaning and going on and on. Well, most of us are anyway. You know, at first, when I first saw these headlines, I thought, okay, this is annoying, this is frustrating. They're being disparaging about the monarchy again, which of course is family to them, but to us it's an institution at the very fabric of our nation. But I'm past frustration. I actually feel sorry for Harry now. He's using really juvenile language. He seems quite immature, to be honest. I don't know any other grown man that talks about their private parts as their todger. You know, he talks about mounting a woman, and it's the kind of conversation I expect to hear in a primary school. Just in that clip you just showed, he talks about his brother as his arch nemesis. How many adults have an arch nemesis? He seems to live in a fantasy world. You know, in the excerpts we saw that Meghan was singing to seals, and Harry said she's magical because the seals sang back. I'm like, these people are delusional. This is not good. They need to seek help. They need to stop talking to the press, stop airing their dirty laundry, and actually get some professional medical help.
I wonder, I mean, you're obviously a man of the cloth. What does it do to your soul if you never stop talking about yourself?
Exactly. It's the inner narcissism. It's not good. It eats away at you. And it's not just talking about yourself. It's the fact that they don't seem to take any agency for themselves either. There's no personal responsibility. You know, in a few of these excerpts, we've seen that Harry says, oh, actually, it was Will and Kate who made me wear that Nazi uniform. And you're thinking, you're a grown adult. You don't have to wear a Nazi uniform to a fancy dress party if you don't find it funny. You clearly chose to do so. Don't blame everyone else. And the same, you know, he goes on to say that he had this altercation with his brother. And this is a trained army serviceman who's saying, I had a fight with my brother. I had to go seek therapy for that. It's like, first of all, you are a killer. You're talking about how many people you've killed in service, which of course is uncouth. No one talks about how many people they killed in service. But then on the other hand of the argument, you're saying, oh, I had an argument with my brother and I had to go and get therapy about it. None of it seems to add up. It's not balanced. He does need prayer. I think he needs all of our prayer. They both do. And they need something more professional too.
Yeah. I mean, no, I think, and you make a fair point that no one can make you wear a Nazi uniform to a dinner party. You did that. It's unbelievable. Father Calvin Robinson of the United Kingdom, thank you so much. Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our nightly opens, stories that are changing the world and changing your life. From Tucker Carlson Tonight.